Sir.
"6:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Niranjan Abesundara. Sri Lanka recorded the highest in the human development in South Asian region. The Speaker urges all parliamentarians to take steps to ensure the dignity and honour of the legislature. Today marked the 54th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. In world news, Singapore admits that data from its COVID contact tracing program can also be accessed by the police. In sports news, South Africa wins the second test against Sri Lanka in Johannesburg. UNDP resident representative in Sri Lanka, Robert Jackham, officially handed over the Global Human Development Report HDR 2020 to the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa today at the residence in Vijayarama. Human Development Report HDR is the annual flagship report published by the Human Development Report Office of the UNDP that evaluates and measures human progress. Mr. Jackham pointed out that Sri Lanka is in the high human development category, positioned at 72 out of 189 countries and the highest in the South Asian region. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa assured Sri Lanka's continuous commitment towards achieving United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and finding transformative pathways during these turbulent times, and look towards the UNDP for stronger collaboration. The Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardene today urged all parliamentarians of the government and opposition to take steps to ensure the dignity and honour of legislature by meaningfully participating in the debates to be held in the Chamber of Parliament from the beginning of the year 2021. The Speaker said so while delivering his wishes for the new year in Parliament today. The Speaker highly appreciated the contribution made by all members of the Parliament in maintaining the work of the legislature and compliance with the health guidelines, even in the midst of a severe pandemic. Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardene reminded all members of the government opposition to continue their contribution to actively participate in the debate to be held in the Chamber of Parliament from the beginning of this new year. Today marked the 54th anniversary of establishing the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, which was earlier functioning as a department. An all-night Pirit chanting will take place tonight at the corporation head office in Colombo in connection with the anniversary. The Pirit chanting will be held on the patronage of the Sri Chief Sanganayaka of the Court, Sri Samagri Dharma Sanghasabha, Venerable Maharagananda Thero. It will be broadcast live over the single national service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Arrangements have been made to offer an almsgiving to 95 Buddhist monks in connection with the 90th anniversary of Radio Ceylon and 54th anniversary of Broadcasting Corporation. The Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar arrived in Sri Lanka this evening on invitation extended by the Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. Dr. Jaishankar's official visit to the island nation will continue until Thursday. During his visit, Dr. Jaishankar is expected to have bilateral meetings with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, and his Sri Lankan counterpart, Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena. The Cabinet has approved a proposal to enter into agreements with COVID-19 vaccine producers under the COVAX facility. The COVAX facility is a global initiative that brings together governments and manufacturers to ensure equal distribution among the countries subsequent to the manufacturing of secure and effective COVID-19 vaccines. Through this facility, the production and development of the vaccines for COVID-19 are being accelerated, and eventual reach of the COVID-19 vaccine to every country in the world is ensured. Sri Lanka has already joined the COVAX facility and Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization, which also includes the World Health Organization, which has agreed that Sri Lanka is eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine through this facility. The Shop and Office Employees Draft Bill, Employing of Women, Youth and Children Draft Bill, Minimum Wage Indian Labour Draft Bill and Factory Draft Bill were passed in Parliament today. Presenting the bills, Minister Nimal Sitapala de Silva said, employing children violate their fundamental rights. Therefore, he said, the minimum employable age has been proposed to increase to 16 years. Minister Ramesh Pattran has said the plantation industry should be modernized as a solution to the worker shortage. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said plans are being made to bring down 750 immigrant workers daily. He said that government hopes to open the airport from the 21st of this month. Taking part in the debate in Parliament today, Opposition leader Sajid Premadata said a new act should be introduced for economic, social, religious and cultural welfare of the estate workers. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The amendments to the registers of voters in the areas where there has been partial resettlements and where there has not been resettlements have commenced. Accordingly, applications have been called to register voters for the list of 2020 from the persons living in the Northern Province. Applications can be downloaded from the www.election.gov.lk website. The completed application should be handed over together with recommendation of the Government Niladhari in the area. Application will be accepted until the 1st of next month. Registrations are taking place at Tirupalai, Kandavale, Pachapille and the Musali Divisional Secretariat areas in Jaffna, Kilinochchi and Mannar districts. The academic activities of schools except in the Western Province and isolated areas will commence from grade 2 to 13 on the 11th of this month. However, grade 11 of schools in the Western Province except in the isolated areas will commence academic activities on the 25th of this month. Academic activity will be conducted under guidance and supervision of health authorities and according to the instructions issued by the Education Ministry. Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Professor Kapila Pereira, has emphasized the academic staff, students, parents and all stakeholders should act with full responsibility to maintain academic activities according to the health protective measures. Instructions issued by the Education Ministry related to opening of schools can be obtained by logging on to www.moe.gov.lk website. And that ends local news for now.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Lepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Lepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Veda Mahatmya.
Total recoveries from COVID-19 confirmed in Sri Lanka passed 38,000 today, as 145 more individuals who were infected with the virus regained their health. 38,062 coronavirus patients in the country have been discharged from medical care to date. Sri Lanka registered a total of 45,242 positive cases since March last year. 6,065 cases are receiving medical care at hospitals and treatment centers. The country also has witnessed 215 fatalities owing to the virus. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Lepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddha Lepa.
On to Watchlight. Police said beginning today, rapid antigen tests or PCR tests will be conducted on those who are not wearing face masks in public in addition to taking legal action against them. Police spokesman DIG Adit Rohana requests the public to wear the face masks all the time and also maintain social distancing in public. That came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Singapore admits data from its COVID-19 contact tracing program can also be accessed by the police. Indian Supreme Court clears controversial Delhi renovation plan. New York Stock Exchange does a U-turn on Chinese telecom delisting. Singapore has admitted data from its COVID contact tracing program can also be accessed by the police, reversing earlier privacy assurances. Officials had previously explicitly ruled out the data would be used for anything other than the virus tracking. But Parliament was told yesterday it could also be used for the purpose of criminal investigation. Close to 80% of residents are signed up to Trace Together program, which is used to check into locations. India's Supreme Court has allowed the government to go ahead with a renovation project that includes the construction of a new parliament. Critics have appealed to the court to cancel the project, saying the money could be spent on people's welfare. The government says the 200 billion rupee project is needed to revamp the area in central Delhi, which houses major government buildings. This comes as India's economy has contracted for 2 straight quarters. The New York Stock Exchange has scrapped its decision to delist 3 Chinese telecom companies. President Donald Trump signed an executive order in November barring American investments in Chinese firms owned or controlled by the military. New York Stock Exchange announced on 3rd December that it would delist China Mobile, China Telecom and China Unicom as a result. And back to the headline of the world news. Singapore admits data from its COVID contact tracing program can also be accessed by the police. In the Supreme Court clears controversial Delhi renovation plan. New York Stock Exchange does a U-turn on Chinese telecom delisting. Development news. Minister Bandar Gulawardena said that a new economic hub focusing on imports and exports will be established in the Mihintale area. The minister pointed out this will be constructed in a way to be able to cope if the main economic hub in Colombo becomes inactive due to an emergency situation. He mentioned this addressing the media following a visit to the Mihintale area. He said discussions were held to create a major commercial city like Colombo, which distributes locally produced and imported goods to 3 provinces and 10 districts using the transport facility of the Anuradhapura-Mihintale railway line, which has not been used for a long time. Well, that came to development news. On to sports news.
World News.
South Africa won by...
Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Right, and on to sports news. South Africa won by 10 wickets, second test against Sri Lanka in Johannesburg today. Batting for Sri Lanka scored 77 in their first innings. In reply, South Africa scored 302 in their first innings. Sri Lanka was able to score only 211 in their second innings. South Africa achieved the target by scoring 67 in their second innings. New Zealand captain Kane Williamson scored his 4th test double century as his side took charge of second test against Pakistan. The number 1 ranked test batsman scored 238 from 364 balls on day 3 in Christchurch. Batsman Henry Nicholls and all-rounder Daryl Mitchell also scored centuries that the host declared on 629 for 6. Pakistan lost opener Shan Masood for the duck as they finished on 8-1 in their second innings, still 534 runs behind. That is sports news, and on to business news. The Tourism Advisory Committee said commercial flights will be given the green light to operate to Sri Lanka soon. Committee Chairman Hiran Kure said that commercial flights will most likely be given clearance to operate to Sri Lanka later this month. He said that as of the end of October, 152 countries were open for tourism while Sri Lanka was closed. He said that Sri Lanka remained closed despite managing the spread of the coronavirus very well. Tourism Advisory Committee was appointed last month to draft guidelines to reopen Sri Lanka's borders for foreign tourists. The joint committee consists of officials representing the tourism sector and the health sector. That is business news. Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down. Everything is sorted. Why? I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The central bank yesterday announced that plans to publish a comprehensive monetary policy report under the forecasting and policy analysis system commencing in the second half of this year. Central Bank Governor Professor W. Lakshman said it would represent an analysis of developments as well as projections of key macroeconomic variables. He said communication of these macroeconomic projections will increase transparency, provide clarity on the future trajectories, and highlight any risks surrounding such trajectories over the medium term. That is economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh, no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And on to the weather. Met Department says that showers or thunder showers will occur in the Uva province and in Hambantota and Ampara districts. Showers and the showers will occur at several places where heavy showers are above 7 millimeters can be expected in some areas as well. Back to the headlines of the news. Sri Lanka record the highest in the human development in South Asian region. The Speaker urges all parliamentarians to take steps to ensure the dignity and honour of the legislature. Today marks the 20th anniversary of establishing the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. In the world news, Singapore admits that data from its COVID contact tracing program can also be accessed by the police. In sports news, South Africa wins the second test against Sri Lanka in Johannesburg. That is the news. Back to Prashant. Keep entertained this Tuesday evening. Back to you, Prashant.